Kali Uchis went of a sleep course in the behind of her car to work in Gorillas and Spy Dog. The Colombian-American celebrity tells us the history of her difficult when successful. At the age of 17, Kali Uchis was deserted out of her parents' building for often break her curfew. For months she lived on the gateway, asleep in the behind of her Subaru and work in a grocery keep to do ends encounter. Her rebel strip at first begun to reason problems 2 year over, while she'd started skip grade to expend period manufacturing pilot brief films and work on her piece of music. It makes the lyric to the Discovery chant on her newest scrapbook, Insulation, especially fit. Down there's no monitoring wherever I'm departure, she sings on flesh tongue. He's not fair boasting, he's a pledge, one house executed by the savage abundance of ideas she presents above the next 50 protocol. The scrapbook glides without effort among heart, bossa new star, reggaeton, cumbia, dormitory, pop and resilient fright, all wrapped up in Uchis' sunshine-baked, jazz vocals. He's a reflect of her outdoor-minded attitude to piece of music, that all began in her dad's work. My dad controlled flat complexes and a lot of human beings. While they would keep the apartments they would keep their old piece of music over, she explains. So my dad would give me household slight boxes of CDs occasionally. How's how I found out on Kenazumtkan, Ethiopic American artist, and down there was a team named Sarar who were excellent weird, nearly demoniac. I'm cute certainly they were setting several kind of damn on me, but I would yet hear to he. Kali intentionally desired out the odd and unclear, the more than strange the superior. I requested to sense love piece of music was my open secret, she says. I wouldn't wish to fair rotate the wireless on and everyone be sing the identical chant as me. How melodic curious spurred her own writing songs, to the spot wherever she's suspect of singers who adhere in a solitary styling. To fair include one aesthetic or one item you chant on is a slight bit gimmicky, she decrees. As you might include noted, Kali Uchis is not missing in trust. She's fun, clever and amiable too, but carries the difficult one definition of a female who's had to struggle for her location in the planet. End of YouTube position by Kali Uchis. Unborn Carly Marina Loiza, she was grown in her parents' home Colombia up abuse constrained them to run to Alexandria, Virginia in 2000. Household lifetime was frequently chaos, in her parents and 4 persons older siblings united by a rotary throw of loved ones who'd go of Pereira to discover job. Her dad would get them jobs as cleaners and building workers on the properties he controlled. While cash was tightly, same D cored his child in too much. I was caulking and setting up dried walls, she says. We all did it, me and my brothers and everyone, building and automatically mechanic repairs. I had no issue at all in difficult job. In high school she plays sax and piano, ultimately proper at first armchair of the jazzy gang. But it was about the period her rebel strip begun to shallow, in her parents ultimately throw her out as a outcome of her grade skipping and curfew breaking. She's with reconciled in her household, Kali Uchis is a moniker her dad gave her, but the expertise learned her to be personality reliant. It was type of love, thou are yours own deliverer, she says. Human beings see so lot to other for approval, for supporting, for convenience, do I see okay? Is the too frantic? Am I nice quite? Am I nice quite? If thou re nice quite for oneself, later thou re nice quite. Soon following driving behind in her old dormitory, in August 2012, the adolescent called up the bravery to position several of her piece of music on the internet. I done 17 songs in one overnight, she recalls. I didn't very wait nobody to listen Characteristically, it didn't worry her. Numbers rest, she says. Several of these human beings who include hit songs, they're profitable hundreds of thousands of dollars to get play on the wireless each 5 protocol, but they can't sail out the venues how I'm marketing of. My fans will remain in me no question which. They don't thoroughness on me fair since of a hit chant. Such fans supported her for the intensive, 3-year trial of record her opening scrapbook. I love to be capable to let my fans in my lifetime, she says. To communicate in them in a private way and not fair include them see the components you wish them to view. But is how frankness compliant in her personality professed wish for confidentiality? Following all, her scrapbook is named Insulation, and one of her early acquaintance carries the chorus, I'd quite be alone. I wonder he's fair conclusion a balance sheet, she says. I offer my telephone to my aide a lot and she lets me aware if down there's a lyrics communication how I requirement to reply. Occasionally, she says, I don't either wish the telephone to concern me. It can be very addictive and very diverting. Instead of she throws herself in her career, not fair manufacturing piece of music but modeling her picture young growth and managing her videos. In some speech, she's house her own planet. End of YouTube. Position 2 by Kali Uchis. A lot of her songs rotate about the wish to include it all, out of give her whatever off. As she sings on Miami, reason would I be Kim, / I could be Kanye. He's not a jab at Kim, the artist stresses. He's more than on creature a artistic man. Though Kim is an businessman, I believe he's equitable to say she is not artistic. In another place her lyric live on the concept of journey and flee, showing a infancy wish to growth over her term. She makes the connect largest immediately on gearing in your cervix, a philippic versus the framework how traps migrant in a loop of poverty reduction. My whole infancy I monitored everyone about me miss their lives too hard to do cash, she says of the loved ones who treated day and overnight in the US to supporting families in Colombia. So you get to aware how yours kid is okay and how they're consuming, but you don't get to in fact be at any of their date of birth parties or see them grade. Her parenting has taken into account her a prospect unsuccessful how lot of her contemporaries absence. I do a lot of sacrifices in my career but I'm very grateful how I'm not making thing how makes me pathetic currently I'm departure to be capable to put in myself, to boat train myself to be a superior singer. I don't believe down there's any period to be frightened or be secure. Love she says, down there's no monitoring wherever she's departure. Insulation is out currently.